Talked about how there's like 85% overlap between men and women, because at the end of the day, it's like, how can we be a good human? And we're so much more alike than we actually like to talk about, or you would believe based off of social media and media. That other 50% is based off of the actual differences. A lot of that is just biological differences. There's studies that show that the brains function differently. There's obviously hormonal differences. There's also societal pressure and cultural pressure and learnings, that a lot of which need to be unlearned. But for that 15%, I think a lot of it comes down to just really being open and understanding the other person's perspective, which you get to by doing that personal work. Because again, if you're compassionate and understanding of yourself and you accept the good and bad of yourself, you can accept that of other people too. For guys in hetero relationships, that 50% is also learning about your partner's cycles, just learning about the female body and all the things that they go through and just the impact that it has on them. Make sure you understand that, maybe even track it. Now within that 15% too is more of like the cultural roles that we generally have, where it's like the man leads and the woman follows. That whole conversation kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It's exhausting leading all the time, and it's super limiting following all the time. Nothing in life is absolute or static. Oh, look, this is cute. So while those may be like the typical roles, I don't think that the man should be in control of absolutely everything, which is why it's so important that that 85% that I talked about is critical. Because if you have two whole competent people coming together, you can fluctuate based off of the circumstances and needs. The woman needs to have the capacity and ability and intellect and fortitude to handle shit. There's still this desire for like princess treatment, I guess. But the thing is, when you really listen to it and break down, look at the puppies playing. But when you really break it down, it's kind of like a self-infantilization, where you kind of want the guy to be the husband, but also kind of like a father parental figure, which isn't great. Same goes for men too, where they kind of want, you know, someone to take care of all these things and clean up after them and all that kind of stuff. It's like, that's not a wife, that's like a mom. Why I keep going back to like that original 85%, if you become an emotionally secure person, a self-competent person, doesn't mean hyper-independence or anything like that, because we're relational creatures. But if you can do that, then like you avoid all of these potential pitfalls that many people fall into when they're looking for someone to complete them or rescue them or any of those kind of things. What it means to be a man, that there really aren't as many differences between what men and women need as we're led to believe. Ooh, look at that. Being a good man means being a good human. Being a good human means being a good man. Same is true for women.